Yeah, I never turned the page. So I'll end up cutting this out. So let's start from the beginning. Welcome everybody to Sunday Bible study. And we are at Luke 4, 9 through 18, and then Daniel 12, 1 through 6. And he brought him to Jerusalem and set him on a pinnacle of the temple and said unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down from hence. For it is written, He shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee. So your angels will keep you safe. So he's asking Jesus to flex for him. And their hand shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. So Jesus said to Satan, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And when the devil had ended all these temptations, he departed from him for a season. And Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee. And there went out fame of him through all the region round about. And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and his custom was he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. When he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he have anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. And that's poor in money, poor in spirit, all of it. And have sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of the sight to the blind, and to set at liberty to them that are bruised, comma, end of column one. And let's get into column one of my dad's old King James, where Daniel 12 is split in two pieces. And at the time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such that was never. So Michael is the one that removes out of the way where the abyss is open and the end times begins. And we're living in the book of Revelation in real time. There shall be a time of trouble. So this is a great tribulation. Well, the four horses through the great tribulation, such as never was since that every nation since that time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. All sheep are written in the book, written in there before the earth was even made. There is no free will. Jesus loses not one of his sheep. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth, that's what happens when you die. You're asleep. You're not up in heaven with anybody. The parable of the rich man and Lazarus is just that. It's a parable. And it's more of a parable about judgment than it is anything else. In that at judgment, you cannot pass over to hug or touch your loved ones who are weeping and gnashing their teeth, nor can they come touch you. And that is in the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, that great gulf that is fixed so that one cannot pass through, as it's stated. So as many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, sheep, and some to shame, judgment, and everlasting contempt. Then the flame comes down and devours them. They're dead, and their dead bodies, they're asleep again. Their dead bodies are cast into the lake of fire forevermore, or as an everlasting judgment. And they that be wise, sheep, shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Again, Daniel and John are your end times authors of the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation. There's a special love that God had for Daniel, as stated in this study, more than once. And it's stated more than once in the Gospel of John, where he refers to himself as the one Jesus loved. Obviously, he loved them all, but there's a little extra love because God loves his climax, his crescendo, his end times. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, and there stood other two, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river. How long shall it be until the end of these wonders? Good Lord willing, we will get to that on Monday and close out the book of Daniel. I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.